Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Murder Mystery 2, starring Jennifer Aniston and Aniston, and Adam Sandler as a couple who fall into murder mysteries. Apparently, there was a Murder Mystery 1. I must have missed that. So, and it's a comedy. So smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 10. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget Kindle. Unlimited is free. I gotta say, Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler make a cute couple. And they've got a little bit of chemistry. They really do. Maybe it's because this is the second movie. So they go to this wedding of their friend. I don't know if he's really the Maharaji or that's his nickname. But then there's a murder at the wedding, and then he's kidnapped. And then they have to bring ransom, and then somebody betrayed him, and that's the mystery. And Mark Strong's in it as the actual detective. And they apparently remember what happened the first time. And one of the running gags is Jennifer's like, oh, we'll never get invited anywhere again, because every time they get invited someplace, somebody gets murdered. Here she is accidentally murdering a guy. It's pretty funny. It looks... the one thing I'll say is I hate the music. God, the music's awful in this. But they got some funny takes, like coupley takes, like, oh my God, that van just blew up. And then a guy walks into the fire to get the ransom money, and then he's hit by a garbage truck. I don't know. March 31st. I might watch this. It's PG-13. It seems more coherent than your average Adam Sandler film. Sometimes the Adam Sandler films, I think, get a little too meta and crazy. Here he's playing like a normal guy, and I kind of like his performance just in the short amount of time I've seen it here. Let's see. Let's read the synopsis. 4 years after solving their first murder mystery, Nick and Audrey Spitz, Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston, are now full-time detectives, struggling to get their private eye agency off the ground when they're invited to celebrate the wedding of their friend Maharaja. Oh, okay, that's his name. I thought that was a title, but I guess that's also a name. On his private island. He's super rich, of course. This gives an excuse for the producers to do this elaborate set piece and go to an exotic location, and, you know, basically these two are the ones that are rich. But their characters aren't rich, of course. But trouble follows the Spitzes again when the groom is kidnapped for ransom soon after the festival begins, making each glamorous guest family member and the bride herself a suspect. Murder Mystery 2 sends Nick and Audrey Spitz on a high-stakes case that finally gives them everything they've ever dreamed of. A shot at their detective agency finally becoming successful, and their long-awaited trip to Paris. The film is directed by Jeremy Gerlich and also stars Mark Strong, Melanie Laurent, Jodie Turner-Smith, Kuhu Verma, with John Caney and Danny Boone, I think that is. I mean, it looks fun. It looks fun, I gotta say. But beyond that, I mean, it doesn't look mind-blowing. But it looks like it has some fun action sequences where they're trying to deliver the ransom and everybody's trying to get it from them. I didn't know they were detectives. It's a little on the nose. I would have thought it would have been funnier if they weren't detectives. Like if they were just, I don't know, two normal people who just have bad luck. But okay, they're detectives. Now, was there a Murder Mystery 1, or is that a joke? I wonder if it's a joke. Because I don't remember Murder Mystery. The first one. Maybe it is, or maybe it isn't. You tell me. That could be kind of funny. Is this based on books? It doesn't say. But yeah, it doesn't look bad. Looks like they spent a ton of money on it, I'll tell you that. Ooh, they spent a lot of money on this movie. I mean, between this set piece and the action sequences and everything else, but they do have two big stars. I mean, Jennifer Aniston Still easy on the eyes. Adam Sandler, I think he's good. He's good in this. He's not playing some over the top character. Um, and they actually feel like a couple. I mean, watching them interact, yeah, they feel like a couple. As opposed to a lot of on-screen couples I've seen before, and I just go, these two have never held hands, much less been a couple. Now, again, I've talked about that in my videos. Sometimes actors, will get it on with each other just to have their chemistry. I don't know what the status of these two are. If they're single, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. I want to say they're both single, but who knows? Maybe that's better for the chemistry a little bit, because maybe they're, while the movie's going on. I mean, what a great gig that would be. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, I'm starring in a movie with Jennifer Aniston, and we're also sleeping together on the side. That would be fantastic. I got to hand it to Adam Sandler, if that's true. But it looks good. Looks fine. Like a fun murder mystery thing. They got to figure out the murderer. They're obviously not going to be horribly killed. The bad guys keep coming, and somehow they get out of it. Now, they say in the write-up they are detectives. They kind of come across as amateurs, though. I would think that would be a little more fun. Except Adam Sandler, he seems a little more like, I could have believed, like, maybe he's a cop or something. So maybe he was a cop, or maybe they just sort of fell into this because they started a private eye detective agency because of the first time it happened. I don't know. Be interesting to know. I assume they would go over that in the movie, at least briefly, right in the beginning. But yeah, this to me is, the way you do one of these movies, right? Because I can't really take whodunit seriously, because they're almost not serious, right? It's hard, especially these days, to do a thing, do like a whodunit. Like back in the day, you could do it because you had, I don't know, Victorian era people. If you did it, Agatha Christie's thing, this Victorian era where there was all these proper ways of doing things, and so that it kind of limits the behavior. Like today, like, there's a murder, like, I don't know, some random homeless dude could have just decided to kill people because he was on fentanyl and saw visions, and he just randomly wandered in here and murdered somebody because nobody has standards for anything anymore. But they seem to at least be doing their due diligence and giving it a reason. Now, it's pretty big and over the top. If this is successful, I don't know how you do a third movie. And it's also unrealistic that private detectives sort of do this. This seems like, wow, they've really upped the ante to this sort of worldwide thing. I mean, they're going from an Indian wedding at a tropical island, from Brooklyn to an Indian wedding on a tropical island all the way to Paris. But if you're going to spend the money, let us see this stuff, right? And it does look fun. So at least Adam and Jennifer are having fun. So good. And I got to say, Jennifer Aniston, she picks fairly decent movies. A lot of actresses, they just don't pick good movies. Most of her picks, I got to say, mostly on point. There's been a few stinkers in that mix. Everybody has a few stinkers, but especially with the comedies, right? Let's see. I think she was in Office Space, right? She was in that. She was in this. What else? That movie with Jason Sudeikis. Oh, and another movie where I want to say she plays a stripper or something, or am I confusing that with something else? But fairly decent movies. Hasn't sort of like made us all sick of her by doing too many. So, yeah, this seems fine. Murder Mystery 2. Would I see it? Well, it's on Netflix. I might. I don't know. I kind of be in the mood for it. Like, this would be a perfect date movie for me. Because I would tolerate it. It's not quite a chick flick, but like this is a movie you could watch with your date, right? There's a little something for every. There's a little romance, a little couple stuff going on. There's a wedding, but then there's some action scenes and craziness and some laughs. So there's a little bit for everybody here, I think. It's not really a kids movie. I think it's more of a grown-up movie, but it's not like the kids, if you have a family, it's not like the kids couldn't watch this movie and be mildly amused by it. I mean, there's a couple of scenes. I mean, you won't want real little kids, but... So, yeah, this is the kind of movie that used to come out all the time, you know, with big stars. I mean, these two are... There's only so many big stars left. And I will say that these two haven't trashed their reputation on the altar of politics. So great, good on them. First act. They get invited to this wedding. We get a recap of the first movie, or callbacks to the first movie. We get a recap of their relationship, and I guess they're doing this detective agency thing, and it's not going well, but they decide, okay, we somehow, our business isn't going well, but we somehow can go on a tropical vacation to a wedding. All right. Again, money. Anyhow, they go, and they're having a great time. It's a fantastic vacation. Jennifer loves it. And there's a murder. And their friend is kidnapped. Well, we got to solve the case. And Mark Strong is on the case, and he knows that the Spitzes here solved the murder before, but a lot of people died in the process, so he's not considering them help. He's sort of marginalizing them, pushing them to a side. He may, in fact, be the murderer and kidnapper, because that's a thing in movies. That I think that would be shortchanging it, but it's very possible he's the villain in this. He's also plays a lot of villains. Anyhow, second act is them trying to put together the clues of who betrayed him. Then eventually they have to go to Paris to pay the ransom to save their friend, because there's more people involved than just the person that betrayed him. So the third act, part of the second act and most of the third act, is they go to Paris. They're trying to make contact with the kidnappers, and apparently a bunch of them are getting killed left and right. I'm not sure how that works, because typically the kidnappers are like, give us money, we'll give you back your friend, and otherwise we'll kill him. So I'm not, but it's a light movie, so you could suspend your disbelief. It's a comedy mostly. So they end up killing a bunch of the guys by accident or whatever, and eventually there's a big chase at the end, and they save the Maharaji, their friend, and possibly he's on too. Possibly it's all been a big scam. I don't know. And then the climax is they beat the bad guy, possibly Mark Strong, and he, like, I don't know, plunges to his death off the Eiffel Tower, because the climax takes place in Paris. The Spitzes are the heroes. They save their friend. They become, I don't know, famous detectives, and now they're going to get all kinds of work, which sets you up for Murder Mystery 3, coming soon to a Netflix near you. If Netflix wants to pony up the massive amount of dough, this got to be a $100 million movie easy, I would say. Maybe not. I mean, you could cheap out on it, but I got to think the salaries on Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston alone, there's some big money there. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes, a Hollywoke hot take, and a news blast. I will be at the Trainwreck Distillery on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Hope to see you there, and we'll see you